appears that President Trump got an earful from American automakers this morning about those 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And it seems, at least for right now, President Trump is changing his tune for them, at least temporarily.
And he wanted me to share this with all of you. We spoke with the big three auto dealers. We are going to give a 1-month exemption on any autos coming through USMCA. Reciprocal tariffs will still go into effect on April 2nd. But at the request of the companies associated with USMCA, the president is giving them an exemption for 1 month so they are not at an economic disadvantage. So the three companies that he spoke to are Stellantis, Ford, and General Motors. They requested the call, they made the ask, and the president is happy to do it. It's a 1-month exemption.
As you just heard the press secretary say, the big three automakers, Stellantis, Ford, and GM, requested a call with President Trump to talk him down from the tariff plan, at least when it comes to their specific industry. Both Mexico and Canada have either issued or are preparing to issue retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods in response to those tariffs. Now, I have been telling you since last year, the auto market was going to get hit really hard by these Trump tariffs. And that means the price you pay for a new car or truck is going to go up as a direct result. It also means the used car market will also get more expensive. You must understand that even if the car or truck you buy has an American brand name on it, like Ford or GM, that doesn't mean the car or truck is fully made in America. Parts and components for all kinds of vehicles travel back and forth between our northern and southern borders. And if you're putting a 25% tariff on those parts and components, that means the cost of the final product is going to go up. Not just for the manufacturer, but for you. So according to the press secretary, the president did not make a permanent exemption from these tariffs for these U.S. automakers. He only gave them a 30-day delay and said those reciprocal tariffs would still go into effect on April 2nd. Now, it's unclear what a 30-day delay would do because American auto manufacturing is planned and calculated years in advance. Production and manufacturing cannot just turn on a dime. Now, it is possible that by the end of those 30 days, President Trump is banking on having negotiated some other new deal with Canada and Mexico that could benefit U.S. auto manufacturers. But right now, we just don't know that to be a fact. And that leads me to the current trade deal that we're under right now, the USMCA. You just heard the press secretary say the tariff exemption would be for autos going through USMCA. So here's the thing. The United States, Canada, and Mexico for years has been doing business under a trade agreement called USMCA. It's that trade deal that President Trump has recently said is ripping off the American people. Well, the fact is, that's the trade deal that President Trump himself negotiated with those countries during his first term. He threw out the existing NAFTA trade agreement, which he also said was trash, and replaced it with USMCA. And at the time said, the USMCA is the largest, most significant, modern, and balanced trade agreement in history. All of our countries will benefit greatly. Yesterday, the Canadian Prime Minister said by slapping these 25% tariffs on Canada, Trump is now in direct violation of his own USMCA trade deal. Now let's talk about these tariff exemptions that Trump just gave to the big three auto manufacturers. The fact is, historically, when presidents impose tariffs on imports from other countries, they often make exemptions for certain products or industries. That is not uncommon at all, so it is not unusual for Trump to make this temporary exemption for automakers. But U.S. automakers aren't the only ones that are going to be hit by these tariffs. There are plenty of other American industries that are going to see costs go up as a direct result. So the question is, what do those other American industries have to do to also get an exemption from President Trump? Do they have to promise certain things? What goes into President Trump's calculus for determining which industries get an exemption and which do not? The press secretary today would not answer those questions, but she did suggest that President Trump is open to making other exemptions for other industries.
Will there be any other carve-outs, including for eggs? We know prices are soaring for Americans.
The president is open to hearing about additional exemptions. He always has open dialogue, and he'll always do, what's right, what he believes is right for the American people.